Hey guys, Tiffany Ofili Porter here, where I discuss all things life after sport. In this video, we are going to have an honest conversation. I want to talk about something that we all, behind closed doors, at one point have dealt with, are dealing with, or will deal with, whether we realize it or not. And that is the overwhelming pressure to compare ourselves to other people that we see online. We're constantly scrolling Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and we see people with the dream body, the dream car, the dream job, the dream relationship, just the dream life. And in those moments, even if we don't realize we're doing it, subconsciously we can think, am I falling behind because I'm not measuring up to this standard? And the truth is, you're not behind, you're just distracted. Let's go ahead and talk about it in this video.
Balancing motherhood with medals on her chest. She's proven that greatness knows no rest. Representing the countries with pride she stands.
So, quick backstory as to what prompted me to create this video in the first place. I am on a postpartum fitness journey. For those of you who are new here, I had a baby just about a month ago, and we're trying to lose this 63 pounds. We've lost 30 pounds in 30 days and about 33 more pounds to go. But the thing that relates to this video is I was outside doing runs on my hill in front of my house, and my daughter saw me going outside and she was like, "Mommy, I want to come do some hills with you." I said, "Okay, come on, let's do it." Modeling good behavior doesn't hurt. My little accountability partner, my workout partner. The thing is, your girl is an Olympian. I used to be a world-class athlete, professional athlete for years, and I need my daughter and my children to learn that no wins are going to be given to them. You have to work hard in life. So she thought she was going to come out here and beat me doing the hills. And I'm like, first of all, I'm trying to get this workout in. But second of all, we have valuable life lessons to learn here. I digress. Essentially, I passed my daughter on one of the very first hill that we did together. She got discouraged and stopped. And I said, "Oh no, Chi-Chi, I needed to teach her one of the golden rules about running, and that is to stay in your proverbial lane." And we had a whole conversation about it. But I thought about her, even in her little 6 years of life, and how that situation really is a metaphor for what we deal with in life. And sometimes people are next to us and they seem to be going way further than us. They seem to be going faster than us. They seem to be achieving more than us. Whereas just staying in our lane and focusing on how we can get better will do way more for our success and our longevity and just achieving the goals that we want, versus focusing on what they got going on. So that is why I decided to create this video. Shout out to my daughter who prompted mommy and gave mommy some inspiration for this video. But essentially, the world is louder than ever. Everyone is posting their wins and their highlight reels online. And when we see people kind of posting their best moments and only their wins, we sometimes forget that we are living our full story, right? The behind the scenes, the process, the setbacks, and the slow growth. And that's where staying in your lane comes in. So if you think about it as a track, you have your own pace, your own obstacles. And the second you start swerving into somebody else's lane or looking back or looking over, not only do you lose focus, you slow down and you can crash and sometimes not even finish the race altogether. So we've all heard the saying that comparison is the thief of joy, but I want to take it a step further and say that comparison is the thief of progress, okay? So for example, somebody might see me now a month postpartum and I have lost a lot of weight, right? 30 pounds is substantial. I mean, half of that was like the baby and the placenta, but still, I'm proud of the progress. However, someone might see that and say, "You just got lucky," or "You just won the genetic lottery," or whatever the excuse might be, not knowing that I started walking at 5 days postpartum. Now, I'm not necessarily encouraging anybody else to do that. Talk to your provider, listen to your body, do what's right for you. But for me, and in my journey, this being my third kid, I knew that I could handle that, and I know how to ease my way in and all the things. But I say all that to say, I've been putting in the work, right? Between, eating healthy, drinking water, working out, and just being kind to myself, we've made progress. But someone might see that and assume that it's just happening without all the behind the scenes stuff that goes into it. And that's why, while I'm on this creator journey, it is so important to me to share the behind the scenes, so you know that we have put the work in, so you know that Tiffany's life is far from perfect. If I ever give you the idea on any of my social media platforms that my life is perfect, or that I have it all figured out, that I'm not human, or whatever people might even assume when they see other people's lives, please let me know, because that is definitely not the goal, and that is not the case. Now, am I incredibly blessed? Yes, all by the grace of God. Do I work really hard for the things that I've been able to achieve? Yes, I'm not taking away any of that, but I do want to remind you that nobody's life is perfect. Nobody, not mine, not your favorite celebrities, not your favorite creators, not your sister, your brother. Nobody's life is perfect. We all have things that we are going through, and I think sometimes remembering that can kind of just like humble us a little bit and kind of ground us in knowing that your obstacles, your setbacks, your journey is valid, and that you too are going to achieve greatness on your own timeline and when God says the time is right for you. Now, as a 37-year-old mother of 3, just 10 years ago, I was crying about recurrent miscarriages and questioning if I would ever become a mom. And someone might see me here as a mom of 3, not knowing my story and what it took to get to this place, and assume, oh, she's just so lucky. It was never hard for her, without knowing the full story. It was the hardest thing of my life that I ever had to deal with dealing with recurrent pregnancy loss and just everything along my journey. So I just give that as one concrete example of why you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. And sometimes people see professional athletes. Having been one for many, many years, I know the level of sacrifice, commitment, perseverance, and hard work that goes into being a successful athlete, that sometimes people see that and say, they see the glitz and the glam. They see you go into the competitions, to the games, getting the big contracts, enjoying the fruits of your labor, and forget that this is a lifestyle and it's work and it's hard, just as much as your 9 to 5 is. So remember that you're living your full story. You have to deal with all of the behind the scenes for your own life the same way everyone has to as well. So when you see this curated and perfect post on social media, because don't get it twisted, yes, I am a consumer of social media. It is my job, but I also enjoy, just keeping up with friends and people that I follow. So yes, I fall victim to this as well. But when you see that perfect post, you don't know what's going on to help them maintain that image. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what obstacles they're facing. You don't know anything about what's going on other than what they tell you. And a lot of times it's hard to capture the fullness of someone's story because there's only 24 hours in a day, right? And quite honestly, it's not your job to know. It is none of your business what people got going on behind the scenes, because as you're focusing or even thinking about what they have going on, that same energy can be channeled into building yourself, bettering yourself, and focusing on how you're going to strive for excellence in your own life. It is your job and my job to just keep going. So I don't know who needs to hear this. This is a reminder for you watching as well as myself, because I am striving every day to take my own advice. But here is your reminder. Stay in your own lane. I cannot say that enough. Protect your energy and focus on your own particular journey. Social media isn't real life. It is curated, it is edited, it is filtered, and you get pieces of what people choose to give you. And whereas creators like myself do their best to try to give you the full picture as much as possible, it is in fact impossible for me to tell you every single thing that goes on behind closed doors. For example, if my baby is in distress and having a cough attack, I'm not going to think, let me pick up my phone and record this. I'm going to think, let me make sure that my baby is okay. And that's just a quick example that I can think up off of the top of my head, because sometimes you need to just get through those hard moments or get through the obstacles so you can get on the other side and then maybe talk about it after the fact. And sometimes you forget about to talk about it after the fact, and that is okay, because again, sometimes you need to just focus on what you need to focus on in that moment. Not everything is for social media, and yes, I do believe in keeping it as real as possible, not being overly filtered, not, putting on a persona. Just being authentic is, I've always said it before, your secret sauce. However, there is a difference between being authentic and only showing negativity and only showing the bad parts of your life in this effort to be relatable. To me, that's almost as problematic as only showing the wins. So no matter how fast it seems like someone else is going as they're running their race or on their journey, your key is to just never give up and to trust that your own time is coming. Consistency is key. Whether you are on a postpartum fitness journey like me, whether you are trying to go for that promotion at work, whatever aspect of your life that you are striving for excellence, go ahead and be consistent. Give it a year, give it time, and see how much progress you can make by focusing on yourself and putting your best foot forward every single time, and not just when you feel like it. So I encourage anybody watching this to keep showing up. Keep doing the inner work. Keep planting those seeds, even if nobody sees it and nobody recognizes it in the moment, because on the other side of that would be a beautiful harvest and an opportunity for you to be giving your own testimony and encouraging somebody else to not give up on their journey as well. Your growth is still growth. My growth is still growth, even if it's not on camera. I hope you guys found this video useful. It was on my heart to share because I had to just get this out. I needed to give this encouragement and put it together in a way that I hope is useful to you. So what I want you to do is, if there's anything that resonated with you on this video, drop a comment below on that thing, or let me know how you plan on bettering yourself and staying in your lane this week. One way that I plan on doing it is not comparing my postpartum fitness journey to anyone else's. I've talked so much about this specific thing in my life because that's one of the biggest themes that's going on in my life as I'm kind of adjusting to life as a mom of 3 children. Me losing 63 pounds looks very different than somebody else losing 13 pounds. And that is okay, because I know and I trust that by being consistent, by staying in my lane, by appreciating my growth, celebrating those small victories, and just giving myself a pat on the back when necessary, that I will achieve my goal, even if it takes a little bit longer than the person next to me, and that is okay. I learned as an athlete the importance of staying in your lane, and that has translated to my life post-track and in just so many different ways. So you guys, as your virtual homegirl, let's support each other on this. We are literally all in this together in this loud, overwhelming world that we live in, that's even heightened by social media. So let me know if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and comment. Share this with somebody that you find interesting. Let me know if you like these sit down casual videos. As you can see, I'm in my car as I'm waiting for my daughter at her dance class. I don't forget my microphone. Barely even had a script for this video, but I really hope that it was still useful, and I hope that it resonated with somebody. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.